Good morning, everybody. Today we have a special guest. Now, some of you might think this is a little bit silly and unusual, but bear with me because I hear all the time people make comments about my plant based diet and I don't know what to say or they feel stressed about it, right? So I thought I'd invite this special guest to help us figure out what to say in those moments when people make rude comments or what they think is funny comments about your plant-based diet. And so my guest is kind of shy, so he's going to help us, but y'all be prepared. He's a little unusual. And I know some of you might, like I said, you might think this guest is silly, but that's okay because I'm going to turn this down. This is Mr. Sumo. I don't know if you can see Mr. Sumo. There we go. I'm going to hold Mr. Sumo up. All right. So this is Mr. Sumo. Like I said, he doesn't talk much, but he made some signs. So he's Mr. Sumo with a sign. And so Mr. Sumo, okay. So Mr. Sumo said he had some legitimate concerns about plant-based diets, even though he's a plant himself. And he wanted to see what I had to say about it. So he made some signs, and I will hold them up for him, and I will give a response. Feel free to write these down, and feel free to use them in your future. Again, you may think this is silly, but if it brought a smile to your face, well, that's all it needed to do. Okay, guys. Excuse the beeping. Something is cooking. All right, Mr. Sumo. Isn't it hard enough? Oh, wrong one, sorry. Mr. Sumo, please get your signs right. Mr. Sumo says, isn't it hard to get enough protein? That's a good one. Well, my response would be, absolutely. It's a daily struggle to keep all these muscles from growing too fast. All right, Mr. Sumo. Moving on. Mr. Sumo says, plants have feelings too, you know. Do you know? Well, my response to that would be, yeah, that's why I only eat the ones that are mean to other plants. Yeah. This is like bad dad jokes running on highs. If you guys have some comments or some more jokes, feel free to put them below. All right. This one. Mr. Sumo says, you must miss bacon so much. My response is, who needs bacon when you have avocado? It's the duct tape of food. It fixes everything. Yeah. Okay. That one made me giggle. I don't know about you guys, but come on now. All right. Moving on. You're just eating rabbit food. Right? Is that what it says? Oh, you're just eating rabbit food. I say, yep, and I've never seen an overweight rabbit. Have you? All right. So, Mr. Sumo, you get to my point. I had these funny quirks, and literally, guys, when you see someone like Mr. Sumo approaching you in your life, you got to think of him. The next time someone makes a goofy comment to you and makes you stressed out, imagine their head is a Mr. Sumo head. And what they write is just a sign, right? It means nothing. It's absolutely no consequence to you or your health or anything, right? So the idea here is to take what someone like Mr. Sumo would do and turn it back to them and use humor, or you can use an excuse and say, you know, I'm doing what's working right for me, or my doctor said I should try this, but so I'm just following doctor's orders. There's tons of ways you can approach this. You can choose not to engage, or you can choose to educate in a loving manner and provide some insight into why you chose to start a plant-based diet anyway. Because we all understand this is sometimes hard to do, especially in certain social circles. And that's okay. I totally understand. I'll have to tell you a funny story. One time I had, we lived in Rifle, Colorado. Yeah, Rifle, Colorado. And I was known as the vegan doctor, the plant-based doctor. And someone really just loved to harass me about that. It was a parent of one of my youngest son's friends. And, when you live in these small rural towns, they do booster clubs, right? They're raising money for different things. So you live in a town of like 10 or 12,000 people know you. Like literally when I moved to Rifle, they put my picture on the grocery carts at the grocery store in Rifle. Like you go grocery shopping and I'm staring at myself. Welcome, Dr. Lori Marvis to Grand River Health. And anyway, so people know you, they see what they see you're shopping. So if ever there's a way someone could poke fun of you, they would love to do that. So this particular person, who I knew fairly well, he's like, "Hey, Lori, so I bought you something." I was like, "You did?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "I bought you 2 raffle tickets to win an entire side of beef as we raise money for the football team." I was like, "Really? That's really interesting." He goes, "Yeah, wouldn't it be funny when the vegan doctor won it?" And I said, "Wouldn't it be funny when I give it all away to the animal shelter?" Ka-pa-ching. So anyway, this literally happened, and that's exactly what I said. Now, this is exactly the point I'm trying to get at. When you use humor, it diffuses the situation, it makes you feel good. They might get irritated, but that's okay. At the end of the day, you don't need to worry about anyone but yourself and what you're putting in your body and maybe your family's bodies. So again, I totally appreciate everything, the struggles that it is with your social circumstances. But for you to be healthy and to be the best you have to do what's right for you, not what your neighbor, not what your colleagues are saying, not what your sister, your mother-in-law, or anybody else has to say. It's at the end of the day, it's all you. Your decision. Nobody is forcing you by words coming out of their mouth to eat something differently. And if you choose to continue on a plant-based diet, there will be more Mr. Sumos lurking around in the world. And again, the next time you see one, I want you to imagine their head as a Mr. Sumo, because you will be hard not to be in a humorous state and come up with something. Even if you don't, you can just giggle and laugh and say, "Thank you for your advice, but I'll continue down my path." So with that all being said, I was really trying to be funny, guys. I will not be a stand-up comedian anytime soon. So I'll keep my day job, but I do want to give you some tools and some knowledge and some confidence to know that you're doing the right thing. And Mr. Sumo really does too, although I might eat him later. Don't tell him. Mr. Sumo is delicious. They only come visit once in a while. But anyway, so also I have created a workshop that's going to be this Thursday live at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's called Plant Based 101. The ebook is almost 100 pages long. The workshop will be an hour. You will have access to replays of the workshop, and you get the ebook along with the course. So if you're a Healing Kitchen member, you get this for free already, plus all plethora of everything else that Brittany and I have done for you, and all the workshops and all the expert workshops. But I want to share with you, I'll update the link here in a minute. It's going live as we speak. And this workshop, I'm telling you, I have been plant-based for 12 years. I have interviewed hundreds of people. I have seen thousands of patients. I poured my heart, mind, and soul into this ebook and workshop. And I'm really excited to share it with you. I think it turned out pretty good. And I'm not saying that to brag or boast. I'm just, man, it was great to just spit out all this information. If I would have had something like this when I first started being plant-based, and I could hand out to my patients and other doctors who had asked questions as they were trying to transition, life would have been a lot easier, because I'm taking this point from a doctor who cares for patients. I hear their complaints, I hear their concerns. And so that's why I put this together. So check it out. If you go to drmarvis.com under upcoming workshops, that will be there. And like I said, I'll update wherever you are watching, I will try to update those links as well. So anyway, like I said, I hope this brought a little goofy smile to your face. If not, if anything, as always, I want to send love, gratitude, peace, and joy, and healing your way, because one more bite of plants is the best way to do this, guys. Just eat your plants. So thanks for being here with me. Have a beautiful Monday and the rest of your week. And I'll be back tomorrow. I'm not sure Mr. Sumo will be around, but he says goodbye and thank you. He might be in my stomach later. Bye, guys.